Well, it's happened. Me, the new construction guy that loves new construction, that tells you all the reasons why you should buy it, and it's the best buy that you should ever consider always, and it's way better than resale because it is. Maybe today I'm telling you should think twice. And I really do mean it. You should think twice before you buy new construction. I've got a couple things that might make you second guess buying in a new construction neighborhood. I'm going to be transparent with you. One of them is probably the biggest deal out of all of it, and I'll probably get there 0.3 or 0.4, but you should probably think twice before you get into any sort of new construction deal, because if you can't handle these things, you're probably going to be miserable, to be honest. So if we haven't met before, my name is Zach. My team and I, we sell new construction real estate here in DFW. That's what we specialize in. So if you're here or you're trying to get here and we can welcome you here, we would love to do that. Contact information down below. We can help with that. So the first one I would say is think twice. That, I had somebody say to me one time, they were like, Zach, this house is brand new. Nobody's lived here before. And I was like, yeah, that's the point. They're like, it's not broken in. I was like, what do you mean it's not broken in? Do you want somebody else's sloppy? Never mind. I didn't go that far. I was thinking it. My middle school brain was thinking it. He's like, it's not broken in. And I was like, yeah, that's what makes it perfect. It's the best. It hasn't been like broken. Or it's not just not broken in. It hasn't been broken, right? So I need you to think about this as it's a blank canvas. Not a problem, but a blank canvas. Not lived in yet. But it is going to have some unexpected quirks, right? There's going to be things that happen in a new construction home, especially here in North Texas. Like, one of the big things that you're going to have to deal with is settlement cracks in your drywall. Why? Because our soil sucks. Just going to say it. It does. It's not great. So the way they have to build your foundation, not pier and beam, slab, post-tension foundation poured. You set the house on top of it, build it up, whatever. With the way our weather is and with the way our soil is, you're probably going to have some drywall cracks that happen. You are going to be responsible for caulking those things as they happen. I know, shocking. You have to be a homeowner and take care of your own maintenance. You're going to have maybe a toilet that's funky and weird. I don't know. But you're the first person that's going to live in it. Think about it like this. Nobody has pooped in your toilet. Think about that. Maybe they have. I don't think about whether the construction guys did or didn't. Nobody has showered in your shower. You and whoever you choose to live with can be first. And nobody's done those things anywhere in this house. What a great opportunity. I can't even say that with a straight face. What a great opportunity to break it in. And of course, when all of those things get messed up or something's wrong with them, because it's new, you have the builder's warranty to fall back on. So just know that it's not going to be broken in. It's a brand new house, and you get to be the one to break it. Somebody else said to me, Zach, my brand new home, it doesn't have mature landscaping. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't, which means you don't have a massive tree with its roots burying its way underneath your house, and you don't have somebody's rose bushes that they planted 15 times over that they couldn't get to keep alive, and you don't have mature landscaping, sure, but you have the chance to make it your own. You have brand new grass. I guarantee you probably have a sprinkler system both in the front and in the back. That's not common in a resale home. Most builders these days, at least here in North Texas, you get full sod in the front, full sod in the back, full sprinklers all the way around, and I don't want to call it it's not a garden, but a shrub encasement, mulch, shrubs, can't die kind of thing. You have the opportunity to make it what you want it to be. Can you go out and buy a mature tree? Absolutely, you can. Can you go out and get all the flowers in the world that you want? Of course. You don't have to you don't have to dig up somebody else's problem. All of these things are going to kind of center back around the fact that you're not dealing with somebody else's problem. It's beautiful. It's yours. It's brand new, and it will mature in time, right? It's going to take time for your grass to get lush and green, and but it gives you something to work towards instead of having the cracked, wonky sidewalk that's falling up over on itself because the city won't come out and fix it, and the sprinklers that are non-existent, and the sod that you can't get anything to grow because the tree is overgrown and it's hanging on the house, and one bad storm you've got a tree in your freaking living room. You have options. Point number 3, people think builders cut corners. And I'm gonna give this a pause, like a minor pause. Yes, there are some builders that do cut corners. Yes, there are some builders that only care about their profit. Yes, there are some builders that build hundreds of thousands of homes every year. Their quality is less than ideal, and it looks like a kindergartner with one arm put it together with glue and popsicle sticks. We know who those builders are. Here's the thing. I refuse to sell them. I'll just be honest with you. Like, if you come to me and there's like 3 of them, 2 for sure, 3 and 4 are making their way onto my list. That if you're like, hey Zach, this is who I want to buy from, I'll tell you, great. I wish you the best of luck. I want nothing but greatness and love and joy and peace and happiness in your life. But I'm not going to represent you because I'm not going to attach my name to their contracts. If you've been around my channel before, you know who I'm talking about. If you haven't been around my channel before, I'm going to speak in general terms. One of the ones that I'm like, I'm out on, they like to, what was the old song when we were in middle school where he's like, you're walking around with an L on your forehead. That's one. The second one has a, I know how I'll say this one. The second one, I'm a big baseball fan. And this particular builder has and I'm a big Texas Rangers fan. I love that we won the World Series last year. I'm disappointed that we're not doing it again this year. But our AAA affiliate is down in Round Rock. And that's just like right outside of Austin. But they're the Round Rock, fill in the blank on the mascot. This particular builder has a line that they build that is Round Rock, fill in the name of the mascot. I don't really care for them. I actually personally bought a couple of their homes so I can firsthand give you experience. Those builders do cut corners. However, the builders that I trust, the builders that I like, not as many corners cut. Is the home going to be perfect? Absolutely not. $300,000, $3 million, it was still built by humans. There's still going to be things wrong. But when things are wrong, what we care about is what the builder does to make it right. And here's what I'll tell you. I have worked with a ton of different builders here in DFW. We've closed multi-millions of dollars with builders, saved clients multi-hundreds of thousands of dollars in incentives. Like, I would not put you in a home that I don't trust. I'm going to be honest with you. Like that's my whole job in why I do what we do and why our team is so open and honest and transparent, like about new construction is like, hey, we're going to speak candidly with you. If you're our client, we're speaking candidly with you and saying, hey, this is what we should do and this is what we shouldn't do. And I mean, like at the end of the day, you have to make the decision. My job is to give you data, right? Actually, I like to say it like this. My job is the French guy from the Ratatouille movie when he shows up to the restaurant and he's like, what do you want? He's like, I would like perspective. My job is to give you perspective any way that I can and show you that not every builder cuts corners. But if you think that they cut corners, you might think twice about buying a new construction home. This one, the one I told you were going to be most miserable about, that you're not going to be able to handle, we're at that point now. So strap in, get ready, here we go. The one that I think you're going to be the most miserable about is if you're planning on moving quickly out of the community, not into the community, but out of the community. So if you're looking at a community that is got 6 phases and you're buying in phase 1 and you're thinking, hey, we're going to live here for 18 months to 2 years. This is like a short-term thing. And then we're going to sell this house and we're going to get out. This is the one where I would tell you, hey, we probably honestly need to think twice here, because I don't know that you're going to be able to sell to compete against the builder. Because here's what happens is you're looking at that and you're like, yes, the home appreciated. Yes, it's worth more. But unless you're putting a large chunk of money down, like you're not going to make the money that you think you're going to make because you have competition in the builder where let's say, so for example, let's say you buy your house for $350 and in 3 years, the price goes up and it's worth $475. That's a very attainable delta over 3 to 5 years. $475, but the builder they just opened a brand new phase. So your same exact home at $475, same floor plan, they've raised their prices, they've changed their incentives. Your same exact home is listed with the builder at $495. So you're like, great, we're in the clear, we're feeling good, we've got $20,000. Yeah, but what you don't know is they're listed at $495. They have $20,000 of back pocket money that they can negotiate down really to $470. Oh, and by the way, on top of that, the builder has $15,000 to $25,000 in closing costs, or a special rate promo, or blinds, gutter, washer, dryer, fridge, or a pony and season tickets to the taco place down the street. I'm kidding. No builder gives tacos, and if they did, I would sell a ton of their homes. But what I make that point to say, they have more leverage than you do when it comes to negotiating, because you as an individual have one home to sell. They have 15, 20, 10 plus dirt builds. Like, they have more margin, so they can spread all of their expenses across their portfolio. And so if you're trying to sell while the builder is still selling, it's going to be difficult. Can you do it? Yes. Is there ways around it? Yes, there are ways that we can make that work. I'm just telling you, if you're thinking, hey, we're going to buy and we're buying in a first phase and we know there's going to be 7 phases and it's going to take them 7 years and we can't wait them out. I understand life circumstances change and, jobs change, marriages change, kids change, all things change, but and we'll navigate that. But if you're making that your plan on the front end, I'm just telling you, it's going to be difficult, and you should probably think twice before you get into a builder. And I told you that one, if you only got that one was going to be worth your entire time today. But I've actually got some more that we should probably, think twice on. You're on your own, so think twice if you're not ready to handle all the maintenance, right? This is particularly for my first-time home buyers, so not necessarily people that have bought before, but I do have a lot of people that this is their first-time home, and one of the things that they are that just doesn't click yet, and I'm always trying to help you with, is hey, there's nobody to call. Yes, you do have a warranty. Yes, if something major hits the fan, there is that in place. But as far as lawn maintenance, changing the AC filter, flushing your water heater, making sure the home, protecting the asset, that's on you. You're responsible. And so if you're used to living in a space where, it's hey, I'll call maintenance, or hey, I'll call landlord, just make sure you've kind of wrapped your head around that. You got to be the responsible party. And it's not just the cost of buying the home, it's the cost of maintaining the home over the course of the year, right? It's mowing the yard, keeping the weeds out, refreshing the flowers, air filters, and all of these things that go into maintaining the home. Those don't get calculated in what it costs, but there is an expense that's in that. And so if this is your first home, you need to be aware of that. Like I talked about earlier, you're not buying a problem, you're buying a canvas. And so you've got that going for you. So you shouldn't have too many major maintenance issues, and anything that comes up should be kind of covered under your warranty. So think twice if you're not ready for that conversation yet. People tell me it's all about making money. I'm like, yeah, it is. We live in a capitalist society. Isn't it great? Some builders, all they care about is making money. No, they make money because they have to survive. Believe it or not, there are plenty of builders that actually care about their customers. Believe it or not, there are builders out there that care about doing the right thing. I've talked about them at depth on this channel. Believe it or not, there are builders that go above and beyond to make things right, to stand behind their work, to give people quality homes, to believe in what they're doing. It's out there. So if you're a cynic and you're like, oh, hey, this is not, trying to help you not be a cynic. I'm just trying to help you see a different perspective and be a realist, right? And at the end of the day, it's not just buying from a builder. You're buying into a home. You're buying into a neighborhood. You're buying into a school system that you believe in, that you can raise your kids in, that you're excited to be at the football game on Friday night because your kids are on the sidelines or they're in the band in 10 years, and you've built a home and you've built a life, and you have to buy into that holistically. I know that sounds super corny, But you have to buy in it. Like, you have to believe in where you're living. You have to believe in where you're buying. And it's not just about the builder. Yes, they're in this to make money. Like, that's why they develop land, and that's why they do what they do. They are in this to care about you. The right ones are. I need you to buy into that. I also need you to buy into the fact that you're buying a home and you're building. It's why the community location, the HOA, the amenities, the schools, the drive to work, the grocery stores, the where's the church, the hey, we like to go to bingo, all of those things. That's why it all comes together in like a weird soup thing that makes buying a home worth it. Are we going to have to drive a little bit? Probably so, because DFW is expanding. Somebody made fun of me the other day on TikTok because I was like, DFW now includes Sherman. They're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, it does. It includes Sherman. It includes Waxahachie. It includes Greenville. It includes Aledo or whatever's on the west of the Fort Worth. I don't know. It's expanding. And if you're looking for something affordable, are you going to have to probably be on the outskirts? Yes. Are you going to have to commit to driving a little ways? Yes. Is that what's going to make it affordable? Relatively, but affordable is relative to who we're talking to, because for some people $350 is affordable, for some people $650 is affordable. Like, it's all relative to what you want and what you can afford. There are avenues, and we just got to look for them. I said this earlier, I'm gonna say it again. Think twice if you think new means perfect. New does not mean perfect. New means new. Those are different, and I needed to reiterate that a second time. New means new. New does not mean perfect. And lastly, this one is partially got some truth to it. The builder's warranty is not always what you think. Here's what I'll tell you. Builders have warranties in place. They're all a little bit different, and they're all a little bit the same. Most of them function on a 1-2-10 or a 1-2-6 or a 2-2-6. Basically, it's 1 year on, finishing, like the finishing qualities of the home. There's a little bit of ambiguity in that. 2 years on most systems in the home, and 6 to 10 on structure and foundation. You have those warranties in places to cover you. But I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you sometimes it's difficult to use those warranties, right? The same reason it's difficult when you call your cell phone provider, or it's difficult when you call your cable company, or it's difficult when you have to take your car in for maintenance. That doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means you need to have the right perspective on what you're using. And it's not, magic. It's not a magic wand, right? Like, it's not like Disney and everything's going to be fixed. There's still going to have to be some give and take in that. There's still going to have to be some communication. And there's still probably going to be a little bit of frustration and pain points. Like, I need you to know that. Don't let that be a deal breaker for you. But you just need to think about it and be aware of it. And all of these things are great reasons to not buy new construction. They're great reasons to buy new construction. I've told you before, I'm a big fan of new construction. I could tell you all about it. I would love to tell you all about the builders that I think you should buy from, the ones that I think you should avoid, and where you should be looking if you're buying here in DFW. And you can check that out right here.